It's winter time here in the South. The bait fish, the bass, they get schooled up, shallow flats with grass, and man, I love nothing more than to get out there and chase them with a jerkbait. There's one. Out here, Lake Guntersville, early winter time. Doing a little bit of jerkbait fishing on some grass lines, and I think we got a pretty decent one here if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, it's a good one. This place is just absolutely full of so many fish, and it just keeps producing nice ones like that right there. There's a bunch of bait fish in here, and coming in here with a jerkbait, you know, little one that goes about 4 or 5 foot deep, and throw around and you catch fish like that. So the water temp is 57 degrees here, and that's really kind of perfect time to throw a jerkbait. And I love to throw it when it gets to about low 60s and down is really when I start to pick up a jerkbait and throw it and have the most success with it. And you know, you can run this the entire winter time. These fish are going to be eating bait fish all winter long, and you just really have to adjust to the depths of where those fish are eating at. You know, as it gets colder, they'll move out a little bit, and that's the biggest thing, is follow the bait fish. And you can really, I mean, a jerkbait's a bait you can have tied on your deck year round if you want to. You know, these fish are always going to chase bait fish, and you just figure out, you know, kind of match the hatch, the depth, and where those fish are at, and you'll always be able to catch fish on a jerkbait. Kind of what we're looking at here is really just a big grass flat in this marina. Really, there's not much to it. It's just about 4 to 8 foot of grass, and there's drops in between, you know, where boats go in and out, and cleared holes in the grass and stuff like that. And there's just a big population of bait fish in this area. And these bass just sit in here and run them through these grass all day. Those bass really love to get down in the eelgrass, and they can hide in a sense. And when that jerkbait, you know, comes by there, they just can't stand it. Here we are, hooked up again. Looks like another decent one. Oh yeah. I mean, just got it sideways right there, and just like that, another one in the boat. So, you know, a big key to jerkbait fishing is the retrieve. And the crazy thing about it is, one day you can go out there and you can't work your jerkbait fast enough and you're catching fish all the time. And then the next day, you can go out there and you literally have to twitch and let it just pause for a long time. It all depends on, you know, finding that right speed and pause with it. And really the only way that I've figured it out is just playing with it, getting an area where you know that there's bait fish, know that there's fish, and just, you know, try different things. Try working it fast, try working it slow, try pausing it. That's really the best way that I've figured it out. And when you figure it out, you'll start catching fish immediately, and you can just repeat that over and over. So it all depends on the day and the fish's mood. So when I come out here to go jerkbait fishing, my go-to setup is a 7.2 medium action rod paired up with a 6:8 to 1 gear ratio reel and 10-pound fluorocarbon. You know, you can vary the line sizes depending on your water clarity and how deep you want to go and stuff like that. But, you know, just going out having fun fishing, you know, I always throw 10-pound test on there. Me personally, I love the Bass Pro Shops XPS brands. This reel, you know, Bass Pro Shops, Johnny Moore's Platinum Series reel. There's so many good jerkbaits out there, and there's all different kinds, you know, from deep diving jerkbaits to really shallow running jerkbaits to mid running jerkbaits. And this one I got today, you know, is kind of a mid runner jerkbait, and it really just matches the hatch in my opinion. You know, the good chartreuse and white on the bottom of that dark top really just imitates the bait fish that these fish are feeding on very well. just go out there and really look for a jerkbait that a bass wants to eat and match the bait fish in your area, and you'll eventually run into one that they want. You know, sometimes you can get up in here and throw way up under these slips and get one of those old big girls that's just sitting in there hiding. Sometimes you can get lucky and catch one of those. So you just got to be able to make good casts, which is hard to do with a jerkbait. It's still the same kind of thing when you're throwing up in these slips. Still eelgrass, you know, under there, and the bait fish and all the depth and everything's still the same. It's a lot harder places to get your bait to, and a lot of people bypass that. And because, I mean, it is hard. Like, I mean, you know, I'm gonna get hung up probably just as many times as everybody else would trying to get under there. And, you know, all it takes is that one right cast when you can get under there and get to where that big fish is sitting in there hiding. So there's one. That's another nice one. They just can't get enough of this thing. They're so fat and healthy this time of year, you know. There's so many bait fish, and that's one major thing is when you find the bait fish, 99% of the time you find the bass, because they sit out here and have a heyday and eat on them all day long. It looks like a nice one. Looks like he might be hooked a little weird. I don't want him to come off, but it's one of those ones you want. You can see right there. And it is a nice one. We can just get him in. He's barely hooked right there. Bring him back around here. Ah, there we go. That's the ones we're looking for right there. This looks so good, I'm gonna have to get back over there on the pliers. That's what you come to Guntersville for in the wintertime. Just remember, wintertime in the South, jerk baits and shallow grass equal big bass.